Good morning, Mark Donegan, self-healing practitioner and educator, November 28th, 2021. Happy birthday, Greg. We'll do another video later today if you can catch up to me on your birthday. But right now I've got to talk about grief. Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, it's whatever comes up, and this is my video diary. So, um, yeah, my flipping dad passing this year, and then Thanksgiving, and I just happened across a meme, as they call them, but this was more than a meme. It was more of a poem that I posted for my family because we just had Thanksgiving, and um, I was the wreck out of the family. Um, yeah, it was very strange because during the funeral and all that stuff, I was the guy, and then come the first holiday, I was the mess, and yeah, I was found a couple times on the ground. So major grief, and yeah, that was my first time back to my dad's place, and I gotta do it again. Christmas, of course, because I'm the guy. Well, except for my stepmom, which is part of why I'm on here too. I wanted to speak to that a bit, because my stepmom and I never really got along real well. Probably never will. I mean, we do. We love each other. We've got tons of history. Uh, but it's going to be different now with Dad gone. And I just didn't realize it till I got up there this time and spent some time with her. So, and while I'm speaking to that, that's the only good part of this grief I found, was that her and I are connecting on a level we never could before. We just couldn't do it. And then, like now, we have to do it. We both have my father telling us to get along, if you know what I mean. And we're both like looking at each other, knowing it. And it's like, whew. And grief, yeah. Her and I were so happy to have that time because only the two of us are experiencing it in the same way, where we both, more her than me, I know now, she's lost the will to live. That's what happens when you have deep grief. Uh, you can pull the life right out of you. So, yeah, I've been dealing with this for months. So that's kind of why I'm on here talking about it, because I've been talking through the tears, and I've been having my breakdowns, and I've been processing best of my ability. There's never an end to that process. I've done it enough times now to know. And this was the biggest I'll probably ever face. I hope that I ever face, let's put it that way. Yeah. But yeah, grief and the family, keeping the family not together. Families do as they do. But yeah, keeping them together, and but more than that, keeping them full, keeping them whole. Um, very much to the poem that I posted to everyone. Oftentimes, in the grief, we don't see that the spirit is more with us now than it was in life, and it's truly the case. It's just not on a physical plane, and therefore the pain, because we can feel them so much clearer, yet they're not selfishly there for us to hold. If you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, high emotion with grief. And I've been doing personal work on top of processing griefs. I did it on purpose. I fully, knowledgeably knew I was screwing into some danger zones in my life, and I just don't care. Like I said, it's either, for me, it's full on or full off. it has to. Again, my stepmom's counting on me. She needs to know, have that strength to keep going forward. I could tell that. Now we're going to be dependent on each other quite a bit. Um, and so everyone knows there's a process to grief and going through the grief process. And myself, again, I've been through it so many flipping times that I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just allowing it to be this time for the first time ever. And again, I've got some um, removed help. I wouldn't call it like counseling, but friend that's not totally didn't know my dad, but knows me. So I have balance with my grief. And again, strong emotions, strong year for everyone. But that grief has changed my life, hopefully for the good, and hopefully I haven't screwed too much up. But boy, if I let my energy out on some people. And I know it came from this grief. I know it came from my father. I know it will continue coming from him. And I'm almost afraid for how foolish people can be sometimes. And I'm also afraid for my soul because I just get this place where I've had enough of people's crap and I will give them 10 times what they gave me. And grief, there's energy in that. It can positive, negative. People, in this grief that I have, it's completely gray. My father was so much about gray. Again, I have some concerns there, but really, I've sort of had taken enough from the world. And this is not even about me. This is about my family, and I think that's what I realized with my stepmom, that both of us were ready to give our souls. We'll reach out, snap out somebody else's soul if it threatened one of those people we were around this weekend. If you know what I mean, family. I respect that in my stepmom. I don't think my own mother would have had that courage. Well, she didn't. She just didn't. She was afraid of the devil, the dark side. And stepmom, she's not. Neither am I. So, yeah, I don't want us to have to face any more darkness, but, if that's what we have to do for the people we love, we just confirmed to each other this holiday, and even since I got home, and just little messages we shot back and forth about upcoming Christmas and having to deal with that grief in front of the family. Yeah, we're getting on page. Yeah, like I say, grief's a lifelong thing, and didn't realize how much it was going to change. That it changed my life till I got down there. How much it's changing hers, my entire flipping family, and yeah, I the details of which is just hard to even grasp. Hard to even grasp. I knew in my personal life I was changing and I was moving physically. You know, you can't encounter much more change than physically moving and having death in your family. And my entire family's doing it pretty much. Not my nieces, thank God, but my stepmom, my daughter, her family, we're all moving. We're all trading places, and in fact, we're in a place we don't even know where we're going yet. So, okay, we're trying to move past that grief, and I don't know if we're trying to move past it. We're having to work through it. We have not had a day off since my dad went. My daughter and my stepmom have not had a day off since my dad went in the hospital before he died. I've had plenty. I've been on the other end of the family, and that's part of my hardship. I have to sit and not know, and then go down and get blasted with grief. So, yeah. Oh, thankfully, um, because of the holiday, there's not much I can do for work, especially since not until Monday at minimum. But it seems like I have an enforced week off to sit with my grief and thankfully rebuild my body because I have intense numbness into both arms that I haven't told anybody about yet. I don't want to deal with it. Like I said, I've been dealing with grief. I had things to do. Was on the road for the holidays. Came home. I knew I was destroying my body, and now I got new numbness into both arms. And then, I don't even want to think about it today. It's whatever. Again, I got a week off to figure out who I am and get back up and start swinging. No doubt that I will. There's never been a time that I didn't. So my only concern is swinging in the wrong direction. My lifelong problem, or at myself. More to the point, myself or my family. So yeah, I may jump on later today just to do a birthday thing if I connect. And but my only focus, really, other than these videos, other than video diarying, is to do some more technical videos and work on condensing the technicality and time down and making them more watchable. So that's the only really thing I want to do with these videos. They've always been for posterity. They've always been passed down from my grandson from day one, or anyone else that wants to learn. But for my grandson, and he's only 5 years old, but just the little bit of time I got with him this weekend, it's like that's my grandson. The kid's gonna want to know about Papa someday. For some reason, he's locked onto me. Out of all the people that he could have latched onto as a role model, he picked me. And believe me, I'm more scared about that than anything in my flipping life. And I have ultimate respect for it because I did nothing but be careful about, well, pretty much what I was saying and doing. But yeah, we're wild things. But yeah, moving through grief, processing.